and Stitch the Winter Olympics. Thank you, Naptime Stitcher, for organizing this. Welcome to Milan, Cortina, the first Olympics in 2 cities. And our last 5 projects: 218 biathlon, stitch a piece of your choice to stay on target. 219 figure skating, stitch something with letters or numbers. 220 bobsled, stitch something you want to stay on track to finish. 221 medal ceremony, stitch something with flowers or a floral motif. And finally, 222 closing ceremony, stitch something you plan to complete in 2026. I'm Allison. I welcome you. Here's my friend Lois, and my friend Tracee, and my friend Laura Lynn. Here we are. Hi, Allison Stitchin', and it is the last 5 days of Stitch the Winter Olympics. My goodness, already. I've had such a great time, and I tell you, since the beautiful hubbub of the wedding, I've really been savoring the moments, enjoying stitching these last 5 days especially. So let's see, as far as memories of the Olympics, LA especially, since that's where I'm from, I was very taken, of course, when we are blessed with evenings out at the Hollywood Bowl. John Williams does the beautiful 4th of July celebration, and of course he plays his wonderful composing from, Raiders of the Lost Ark and E.T. and Superman and Star Wars. So he was hired in early 84, late 83 to compose a perfect piece of music that NBC could use, because ABC network had owned the Olympic productions prior. And he was battling Leo Arnaud's Bugler's Dream. And so I'll play a little bit of that for you here. Don't want a copyright strike, so I'll just improv it for you. Da 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 da, something like that. Big horns. Do you remember that? Yeah. So I just found it awesome that, gosh, John Williams is so talented. And he premiered it. I remember hearing it on my national public radio station in town at the Boston Pops, with the Boston Pops, in June prior to the Olympics in 84. And it was fantabulous, just awesome. So, I'm so awesomely thankful that all the hockey worked out okay, but please, all 25 Canadian players are with the NHL. These guys all play together all the time, and with the score 1-1, please, it was very well played. It could have gone either way, just like the World Series, right? So that's awesome. And then lastly, I remember being at costume checkout at Disneyland, and it was opening ceremony night, and Eric and I newlyweds had saved to get a beta recorder. Remember those? A beta video recorder. And it was going to be, thankfully, recorded for me, so I could really take it in and watch it at a later time. And of course my mom and I think my sister were recording it as well, so I was going to have it all right. All right, let's get into Milano, Cortina, Stitch the Winter Olympics by the Naptime Stitcher, our last 5 days. So day 5 was focused on the biathlon, and you were to choose something that you wanted to stay on target with. And that is let's see if I open it this way, my camper vans, and that's by Textile Heritage of Scotland. I changed the purple van to a tan van because when I met Eric, he had a tan Volkswagen van, a 74. So here's what I got through. I did the green one. So, enjoying that stitch. Day 14 on February 19th was figure skating. My goodness, wasn't that a beautiful gala the other night? We were to stitch something with letters or numbers, and I chose my Lila Studios Lord's Prayer. It's this. I am using the floss I'm using for the bookmark is the floss that was packed in that little kit. The floss I'm using is this silk Arbor Soleil. And here is what I have done. It is being stitched on 32 count vanilla latte fabrics by Stephanie. And I'm working on the top corner there. I got through the flower a little bit. Very pretty, very lightly modeled vanilla latte fabric. Friday, day 15, that is the 20th, bobsled, something to stay on track with. And I've been meaning to stay on track with this for 3 years. This is Bountiful by It's So Emma, and it was a mystery stitch along, and I did this part. I am using Classic Colorworks cotton. Saturday, day 16, was the 21st, and that was the medal ceremony. We were to stitch something with flowers, and I chose my Nature's Journey 4 Seasons by Cortina Holland. I'm on 32 count white Lugana, and it actually goes this way. And I did the green leaf and the little branch that accompanies it. So we're working on that section. And I believe I got that from Just Cross Stitch magazine, my subscription. Dukas is walking around here, keeping me company. And the last day, day 17, closing ceremony, something you plan to complete. And that is being stitched with Valdani cotton, the called for. I am working on the dog's declaration, and I don't have a picture of it. I'll put one from online right here. I have copies that I taped together of this big pattern, and I am covering it up because Miss Tracee should not know how much I have gotten done, but I really focused on the of part right there in the middle. And that's my last 5. Woo!
Hi, it's Lois again, here with the last 5 days of the Stitch the Winter Olympics Challenge. I can't believe it's over already. Let's see, so we're on day 13, and it's stay on target. So remember my albatross that I didn't get a chance to start? Well, I started him. There he is. And I plan to get all 3 finished this year, stay on target, and get this done. Again, this is stitched on 14 count white Aida, and I'm going to make them into pillows to put in a box that looks like a treasure chest. So that'll be fun. I have a room in my house that's all beach and lighthouses, surf and sand, so it'll fit right, they'll fit right in. So that was my stay on track for day 13. Day 14 is one that I got from a charity shop. This is letters or numbers. This was the pattern. It's called Be Joyful. And whoever had this almost all I had to do was finish the letter L and then do this flower. And I'll do my back stitching. I don't think I'm going to do all the back stitching in the bird. It's quite a lot, but I think this is going to become a project bag. I think this would be very pretty on the back of a project bag. And when I'm stitching, I'm usually very joyful. So that is my day 14. This is stitched on 14 count cream color Aida it was a kit, so I'm not sure what kind of floss. So that was my letters and numbers. Okay, day 15 was on track to finish. I'm bringing back 2 of mine that I've started or had started working on. So my sunflower, look at that, she's coming along. We're getting there. I plan to get this finished hopefully within the next week or so. So I'm going to stay on track to finish that. And my Hello Winter, we're getting there. There's a little snowman. So it's coming along. And I will get it finished, hopefully before spring first day of spring. So those are my on track to finish projects. Then day 16 is something with a flower motif. I think one of my lovely friends gave me this. It is called Modern Bee by Trimmets. And this is what I've got done so far. This was a kit, so this is 11 count white Aida, and you use 3 strands of floss. It's been a while since I've stitched on 11 count. It's kind of nice. So it's called the Modern Bee. I have a sister, her nickname is Bee, so I think this is going to be very fitting for her. I'll get it framed up, maybe give it to her for her birthday. So that was day 16. Okay, day 17, complete something in 2026. This one has a bit of a backstory. I had a friend. She passed away 15 years ago, and she had started this. It's called Cobblestone Village from Stony Creek. And she was doing she wanted to do the complete row of cottages and houses. There's firehouse, there's all kinds of stuff. She managed to almost complete the first 4. If I can get this opened up now. So this is what she had done. She had the church, and this is the town hall, the firehouse, and she was working on the post office. So I'm going to finish just these 4. I've got the roof here that I've got to finish, and the clock. And then I'm going to frame this and hang it here in my studio and think of her every time I look at it. So that will be my finish for 2026. I really enjoyed this. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Yeah, Tracee with you today to share the last of my Olympic stitching with you. And the 18th of the 2nd was biathlon target. Back in 24 I started this, a long dog sampler with the hashtag leap year long dog or something along those lines. And you have 4 years in which to finish your project, so 25% a year. I've not quite managed that, so I'm stitching this on 32 count silver grey even weave with sulky threads in 2 blues, and I have got a red, but I don't seem to have that with me. And this is how far I got. I have made a massive mistake here somewhere. I've rectified it by stitching this bit, and then I will fill that in. but way off my target of 25%. The next one was figure skating, something with letters and numbers. This one I'd like to get finished by June for my 25th wedding anniversary. It's called A Good Marriage by Lizzie Kate. And Lizzie Kate is one of my favourite designers as well. So I'm just using random variegated floss from my stash. And it's Fabrics by Crafty Kate, 28 count even weave, I think, that I'm stitching it on. So this time I stitched marriage and this little border underneath, and that was almost 500 stitches. So there is that one. The next one was bobsled, stay on track with something you want to finish, and I started this back last year. It's called Curious Tiger by Letty Stitch, and it's a kit, so I'm using all the kit materials, and I am this is my first full coverage, and whilst it's not a great big huge one, I'm quite enjoying it, but I don't think I'd like to do a bigger one. And I have got this far. This one I started actually last year on Canada Day, so his nickname is Nova, for Nova Scotia on Canada Day. The next day, which was the medal ceremony, and I'm working on a tiny modernist. It was originally a stitch along. It's called Make Today Magical. I am going to omit the hands. I'm not going to stitch those. I'm going to move these mushrooms down. I've made an error somewhere around here, so this time I focused up here and stitched the majority of the outline of the butterfly. And this is how far I've got with this one. This is on a 28 count even weave that I dyed myself, and I used some of my rubber stamps and used bleach and just stamped these stars sort of relative. Sorry, it's still in the hoop. But I think the fabric looks quite effective, and I should look forward to working more on that one. And finally, the last day, which is stitch something you plan to complete in 2026. And I decided that, quite apt, I'm going to stitch this one. I cannot count my day complete till needle, thread and fabric meet. And I'm using a flower silk thread that Alison kindly gifted me. Was in with my Christmas card, and it's very, very pretty. It's beautiful to work with. This is by Stitchy Box, and this colour is called Sea Glass. And I found a random scrap of sort of a peach colour fabric, so this is how far I've got. And I think that floss looks, even though it ghosts in a couple of places, I think it looks really pretty. And I'm quite sad that my stitching has come to an end for the Olympics. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've had to share, and happy stitching.
Good day, everyone, from Miss Allisine Stitching's channel. This is Laura Lynn checking in with the Stitch Olympics. This is day number 19, where it's numbers or letters. I actually have both going to be going on here. This is a 30th wedding anniversary that I did for Pop and I. I started the K there for Kent, and then it'll go and Laura Lynn, and then I'll do July 1st, 1995, right down below. So I'll finish that one off. I did for staying on track, I did more of my fox and rabbit border. Really like how you can just kind of get into a zone with something like that. One thread, just plugging along and, just kind of like having a good time. So I'll do that, especially this color, especially in this corner. And then I might do a different colored green in those two corners. So, and I changed the pattern. I went right to the end. I didn't, because they have this sort of tree thingy here, and I don't really like that. So I changed the pattern. So I'm going to go straight to the end for mine. So it'll be a little bit different. Okay. And then for the flowers, I didn't end up picking my canvas yet. I do have some coming in the mail. I've been waiting, but it's my sister-in-law's 50th birthday this year, and I was going to do this beautiful flower card for her, and her birthday's in May, so I definitely have to do that. And these are the threads I picked for it. They're just DMC normal little threads, you know. But this one I did like because it was actually variegated, and I thought it'd be really quite pretty with all the green. So, and then for something a stitch I want to complete in 2026 definitely is this Stitcher's Paradise. It is it's like a 2-page project. It was a gift to me, and I really do like it. I would love to finish it. It is on black. It needs an iron, but yeah, I'm really, really excited about all those bright and vibrant colors to go with it. So thank you very much for letting me partake in your Stitch Olympics there, Miss Allison, and great job there, Lois and Tracee. Loving all the stuff, and I can't wait to see how we're progressing throughout the year. So take care. Big hugs. Thank you.
I would like to thank my friends Lois, Tracee, and Laura Lynn for joining me on this adventure, and I hope you got a bunch of stuff done. I know that I got a bunch of stuff organized and have real passion now to get some stuff done. Thank you so much for being here. That ends our hashtag Stitch the Winter Olympics. Woohoo! Milano, Cortina. What an adventure. Thank you. Bye-bye. So I just wanted to inquire with the Critics' Choice here. What'd you think of the closing ceremonies, hon? Oh, stop.
Hi.
Okay. I thought it was absolutely a sensory delight. It was beautiful. Just had to put your seatbelt on and watch it and not play podcasts while it was on, right? Addio da Milano. Goodbye from Milan. Goodbye, Tina and Milo. Grazie. Grazie. Ti piace. Please like and subscribe. It's going to be 2 years. See you in LA 2028. Looking forward to it. Bye for now.